What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we need to talk about Farmmi stock, ticker symbol FAMI. And this stock is up over 40% today. It's just getting blown out of the water on some amazing news. Let's take a look at the chart. There are a lot of catalysts moving this stock up and that have been moving this stock up over the past couple of days. So let's actually zoom out to a slightly larger time frame to see what's been going on. You can see that this stock was trading around 20 cents just a couple of days ago and is now trading around 50 cents. We're currently trying to break the 50-cent resistance level right here. You can see we've bounced off of it a couple of times. I'll draw a little line for you guys so you can see where we're currently trying to break through. And, hopefully we'll be able to do that over the course of the day. I do expect that on such great news, we'll be able to do that without too much of an issue, because if you look back at the past 90 days, you can see this stock was at one point trading much higher, and especially if you look back at the past year, this stock was trading rather high. I mean, at highs of almost $2.50. Currently, we're trading at 50 cents, so we could really 5x in stock price and basically not even be trading at all-time highs. Would be very close. But at the current stock price, I don't believe we would be trading at all-time highs. So what's been going on with FAMI stock? That's what we're going to talk about. And the first thing that actually kicked off this big rally that got FAMI moving in the first place, if you look back a couple of days ago, let's zoom out a little bit, that really got this stock on an upwards trend was actually some news about their exports. Now, I'll explain what FAMI does very briefly. Basically, FAMI is a company that grows and sells shiitake mushrooms and dried black mushrooms and other kinds of edible fungi. But mostly shiitake mushrooms is their main business, at least for now, right? Now, what ended up happening was on the 27th of September, they ended up winning a contract with Israel and basically just got to export a whole bunch of dried whole and chopped shiitake mushrooms and dried black mushrooms. That was a big deal for them because they were a small market cap company and still are. They're still under $100 million market cap. I believe we can see that on Ortex. We'll look at that in a minute. But that was a big deal for them because it was nice to actually have some reliable business from Israel going through, and they won a fairly large contract. Now, what's really been blowing them through the stratosphere, you can see this massive uptrend that we've been on the past maybe 10 hours or so, is actually because of some news that just came out, basically through a letter from their CEO, talking about the acquisition of a new company, expansion into a health and welfare business, and some group purchasing agreements. And we're going to break this down. So the first thing and the biggest news is actually the acquisition of a new forestry development company, okay? So until now, FAMI has basically just been doing this whole mushroom thing. And, the CEO thinks that he should expand the business into some other areas and start growing other products like trees and then selling the lumber. So what they're doing now is they're growing Moso bamboo, Camellia oleifera, and Chinese fir trees. And basically, they acquired this company that was already doing this, and this kind of fits in with their overall business, right? So Moso bamboo is a source of food, right? It says it's a source of water bamboo shoots, which I don't know if you guys have ever tried them. They're pretty good, but are a delicious food and are widely used in China mainly. But also this Camellia oleifera is similar to olive oil, right? So you can actually use that in cooking as well. You can use it for moisturizing skin and hair, and it's supposed to not be that greasy. It's supposed to be really good for your skin. And Chinese fir trees, that seems like it's mostly for lumber purposes, right? So not necessarily tying in too strongly with what they're already doing with the shiitake mushrooms. But that is a great acquisition for them, and a lot of people are very excited about them expanding their business model. Now, they are also expanding into health and wellness businesses, okay? And basically, they're able to do this because of some current trends that have been going on in the world regarding the healthcare industry that kind of look at more holistic approaches to health. And people are believing more so in other more alternative means of medicine, right? Basically that, potentially mushrooms are good for you. And this is basically why they're able to be developing a food series of products that are going to relate to health and wellness. They'll also partake in some care management for a more elderly class of patients, right? They're going to start looking at China's aging population and trying to cater to them as well, which China has a massive aging population right now. China has recently, been trying to cut back on their population. And so the majority of people in China are more middle-aged, and they're actually going to start aging up. And so the majority of that 1 billion people are going to start being very old all of a sudden. And it would be really great for FAMI if they could get into the care management industry. Now, the third thing, and this is probably the least interesting of the three things, is the community group purchasing distribution network. That basically is just an agreement between FAMI and their subsidiaries and some other companies as well, which will basically just create a distribution network for some of their products. So not that interesting, but still good on a fundamental level for the company. Now, what we're looking at with FAMI, when we see this yearly chart, are a couple of key levels that we're going to have to watch out for, right? Obviously, we're struggling a little bit with 50 cents today. We're going to see if we can break that. But looking forward into the future, we'll have to watch out for the 60-cent level as well, because this has identified itself as a not supremely strong resistance level, but somewhat strong, right? We have bounced off of levels near it a couple of times, and 60 cents is basically just where I've identified the mean of those bounces, right? We bounced off around 57, bounced off around 65, and also 57. So I think if you average those together, it's around 60, and 60 is also a very strong psychological level for this stock. So I think that it makes sense that we'll probably see a little bit of resistance around 60, not guaranteed, right? If some other great news comes out, if some huge momentum comes in, we could obviously blast through 60 cents, but it's not a guarantee, and I would expect to actually see a bit of resistance, much like we're seeing around 50 cents at 60 cents. So the next resistance level that I would see after that is 80 cents, and that's because that was the long-time support for this stock before we actually ended up blasting through it, and on some massive volume, by the way, we blasted through that stock. So not great looking forward at 80 cents, right? I'm not really looking forward to seeing what happens at 80 cents. You can see we've been trading well below that ever since we blasted through earlier this year. And overall, that's going to be a real tough one to break. But if we can do it, then sky is the limit, because before we were trading below 80 cents, we were trading around highs of $2.47. So, looking forward, I think there is a lot of potential for this stock, but we're going to have to keep an eye out for those resistance levels. Now, the next thing, if you guys have not yet done this and you're looking for more capital, if you want some capital to trade FAMI with, to trade other stocks with, whatever you want, what you can do is go to the description of my videos, any one of my videos, and use this link to get $70 worth of free stocks on public. All you have to do is click the link, and it will bring you to this page. You use the referral code RobAlmazy once you've downloaded the app, and you get up to $70 worth of free stock. So it's a great deal if you're looking for some additional capital. You could buy very many shares of FAMI with what you're going to get from this deal. So that's a great opportunity if you guys are interested. Now on Ortex, you can see some very interesting data. You can see that the short interest is up 200%. That's not actually that big of a deal, because the way they calculate this number is based off of the existing short interest, and FAMI until now, and even now, is still not a very shorted stock, right? There were only about 5 million shorted shares before today, and the 200% increase basically just turned the 5 million shorted shares into 15 million, which is still a very low percentage of short interest as a percentage of the free float. It's still under 6%, so this is not a very shorted stock. I don't expect a short squeeze. And what's important to note about FAMI is also the very low market cap, right? $96 million. This company could really shoot up on some big momentum. That would be a real possibility for FAMI. I think that, if we really get a lot of momentum going with this thing, if a lot of people start taking to it, not necessarily as a short squeeze play, but as a momentum play, then we could really start blowing through the stratosphere, because under $100 million, you could 10x and still be under $1 billion market cap. So we could really be looking at a 10x situation on this stock if we get enough momentum. And it looks like we are seeing a lot of interest in FAMI, right? They're up on apewisdom.io. This is a stock. This is a website that tracks different stocks on Reddit and Wall Street Bets based off their popularity. And we are up 26 positions into the number 4 spot. Right here, you can see we're up 597% mention-wise. We have 272 mentions and 675 upvotes. So this stock is just starting to take off. If you look at the chart right here, you can see we're really starting to take off. We're going to see if we can get this much higher, right? Obviously, I'm doing my part. I'm posting about this stock, letting you guys know about it and the massive potential that it does have. I will inform you that I recently bought some shares. I bought some shares this morning for around 47 cents. So hopefully this stock will move up. And, it wasn't a huge bet. It was just $500 that I put in there. So we're going to see what happens with that. I'm totally fine losing that. I don't expect that we'll get down to these lows that we were seeing previously after this great fundamental news for the company. So that's why I was comfortable making this bet on FAMI. But that's just for full disclosure purposes. Now, also on Google Trends, if you do a search for FAMI stock, you will see that we have been massively increasing in search interest on Google. This is really great for the stock as more people are getting involved. I think that this stock will only benefit, right, from more people trading it. I don't think there are going to be a ton of shorts. I think that we were definitely at a point where we were oversold on a fundamental level, and people may have just not realized it because they didn't realize the great things that the company was doing behind the scenes. And once the CEO actually made that announcement of the acquisition and the expansion of the business model and the new partnerships, that's really when we're seeing a huge upshoot in the stock price, because people may not have realized how valuable this company was up until now. I do think that FAMI will probably continue to go up, right? I think this is still a relatively early reaction. We only got this news, maybe 10 hours ago, basically early yesterday. So I think that there's still a lot of room to run. It's not guaranteed, though. We could get shot back down. Obviously, a lot of people may have been bag holding this stock. If you look at the past, a lot of people may have been bag holding this stock and are looking to take profits. Maybe there were even people who were buying, if we look out 90 days, people who are buying in this area from the 30 to 40, maybe even close to the 50-cent area. And then they saw a massive drop in stock price, and they were probably very disappointed to see FAMI trading around 20 cents. Now that it's trading around 50, a lot of those people might be looking to take some profits. So that really could drive us down in the short term. But long term, I am more bullish on this stock. I think that it's a fun company. Who doesn't like mushrooms? I think that we're probably going to be moving up, especially, if Reddit really takes control of this one and gets a big momentum play going on. It is very low market cap, and there really is some potential with it. So that's what I have for you guys today on FAMI. If you've enjoyed, then don't forget to like the video, use that public referral link to get up to $70 worth of free stocks, and subscribe to the channel. Other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.